Hi everyone, my name is Yogita Patil and I'm a Senior Technical Marketing Architect with VMware. Today I'm going to talk to you about an overview of the features of our newest product, Tanzu Insights, which we GA'd early on in the month of October. For all the features that Tanzu Insights brings to you. What you see on your screen right now is the VMware Tanzu Hub landing page. Tanzu Insights is a service that sits on top of Tanzu Hub, in addition to guardrails and governance and cost. Today's video is going to feature on Tanzu Insights only. Once you log in to your cloud instance, you should see this landing page of Tanzu Hub, and from the left pane you can select Insights to go to your Tanzu Insights instance. That this is not a very active instance, which is why I don't have a lot of insights in the last 48 hours. However, you can change the time period here and load the insights on your Tanzu Insights instance. You can sort your insights by status, whether it is active or resolved. You can also sort your insights by the severity level, whether it is info, warning, error, or critical. At the moment, in my instance, I seem to have warning and critical level of severity of the insights available. In addition to that, you could also sort by the sources that are available that are feeding into your Tanzu Insights instance. Currently, we support array operations for applications, also known as Tanzu Observability or Wavefront, directly integrating Kubernetes clusters, AWS CloudWatch. We also support Azure Monitor and array operations for logs or log insight, as you may know it. So let's take a look at what Tanzu Insights is all about. Overall, this page kind of shows you, based on the time period selection, what are the total number of insights, how many critical insights there are, and like I mentioned, you can filter them by the options on the left pane. At the top is the trend chart that shows you the incoming insights, or rather the incoming number of observations that have generated into insights for the selected time period. Now, each of these cards represents a insight, and on each of the cards you will find a severity level of the insight itself. And again, like I mentioned before, it could be info, warning, error, or critical. It has an insight number associated with it, along with the status of the insight, whether it is resolved or active. Below that is the name of the insight, which is a hyperlink. When you click that, it will open into the details of the insight. Now, this link is generated by the machine learning engine of Tanzu Insights based on the observations that have come in the form of events and alerts into the Tanzu Insights instance. This particular card that I'm pointing at currently is based on 2 observations. It is affecting one resource, and the source of these observations is the Kubernetes cluster directly. Notice the card right next to it has more than that. It has a lot of observations, like 11 observations affecting 11 different resources, also coming from the Kubernetes source. If you have more than one or more resource, it will come as a hyperlink in the form of a number. You can click that number to show you exactly the name of the resource that has been affected by the insight that has been highlighted to you. If your insight is generated based on information coming in from multiple sources, those sources will be listed as a number here, which again you can click to see what are the sources of that particular insight. So in this case, this particular insight is generated based on information coming in from Kubernetes and array operations for applications or Wavefront. Now, if you are saying that, if you're like me and wondering, hey, insights are based on alerts and events, so what is it doing more for me than the alerts that I'm already getting from, say, Wavefront? So what it does basically is it picks up information regarding your infrastructure or your applications, full stack web applications as well, or your Kubernetes applications, and it collates information from these multiple sources. It does, the machine learning engine does a deduplication, a normalization of the data that's coming in. It kind of, puts together this information coming in from multiple sources in human readable format and gives you an impact of what your alerts and events are coming from these multiple sources. So what that means is that just getting an alert and event, it is hard to determine what is the impact of that alert, whether it just means one of my services is slow, whether it means my entire application is down, affecting my bottom line dollars, which is where businesses are most concerned about, or managers at senior level are most concerned about, if it's affecting the bottom line dollars. So those kind of things is what Insights kind of highlights to you. So let's take a look at Insights, one of these Insights in detail. So when you click an insight, it kind of gives you the observations tab, where it shows you the number of observations that have built over time to generate this insight for you. The name of the observation is a link as well, which means that you can click on it to see the details of that observation on the right pane here. Now this particular insight, it doesn't have a lot of metrics that are associated with this. So let's go back and take a look at a few more insights before we look into details of some of the insights themselves. So let's take a look at this to see if we have anything here. Which pulls. So notice that this particular observation was from the Kubernetes cluster, and it tried to pull red metrics, which is the request errors and duration metrics. At the moment, this particular, I guess, alert is not pulling in any red metrics, which is why it is unable to discover any metrics that are associated with this particular insight. So let's take a look at a few more. So if there is a pod that is stuck in pending, notice that to the right you see that which pod exactly is stuck in pending. It shows you some of the alerting metrics that have generated this alert, which has resulted into this insight. It also shows you some metric tags that are associated with this. Once you see the details of this insight, then you can kind of quickly go over to, so for example, if you see in this particular observation, the source is ARIA operations for applications, which is a hyperlink, which means you can actually go directly to the Wavefront application or ARIA operations for application and take a look at details based on these tags, drill down a little bit deeper, helping you to quickly resolve the issue in your environment. Now, like I mentioned before, the power of insights is in the impact view. So the impact view shows you the resources based on the observations that it has picked up. And it also shows you any potentially impacted resources, which could be services and applications. This particular one doesn't seem to have any impacted services or applications. However, because this is a observation where the liveness probe for a particular node has failed, that's the reason it is not showing you any applications or services. However, we can look into some other insights in a minute, and I can show you what this impact view typically looks like. Now, if you click on the show description link of an insight, the machine learning engine of Tanzu Insights has kind of summarized what it has pulled out from the different observations that it has observed with respect to this insight. And it also gives you a list of potential causes that it has identified, helping you to further narrow down the issue and reducing your MTTR, which is your mean time to resolution of an insight. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these other observations and insights. Notice that in this particular instance of mine, I also have ARIA operations for networks, which means that ARIA operations for networks is NSX, or Network Insight, as you might know it, but it's pulling in information from that as well. This is a work in progress, so very soon in the future releases of Tanzu Insights, ARIA operations for networks will also be a supported source. So let me quickly so that I can show you a little bit more detail about what Tanzu Insights is all about. So this particular instance, like I mentioned, has some array operations for networks insights that are coming in as well. On the left, you might notice that there is something called the Tanzu Intelligent Assist. So we can actually query this particular Intelligent Assist bot to tell us which are your, show me all your Kubernetes namespaces. So it tries to go into and look at all the pieces of information that it is collecting and generate a response for you. While it is doing that, let's take a look at, say, some other insight to give you an idea into what the impact view looks like. So this is what our impact view looks like, where I mentioned before that the sources can be connected to one or more services that are impacted by this particular observation. And again, to the right, it will show you the properties and metrics and of the connected resources, along with the tags that are affected, that are highlighted by the observations for the affected resources. Okay, let's take a look at this other tab to see if it's prepared a response for us. Look, okay, it seems to be still working on it. Okay. Looks like we don't have any Kubernetes namespaces found in the AWS 1 namespace, but we can ask another question like display all the applications with security vulnerabilities in the infrastructure that is being monitored by this particular Tanzu Insights. So let's give it a minute to formulate an answer for us. While it's doing that, we could perhaps look at a few more insights that have been generated to see if we can get any, look at some more information for each of these that highlight the features of Tanzu Insights. Okay, notice that it has, given us a list of all the applications that are currently being monitored by the Tanzu Insights that have some security vulnerabilities associated with it. Notice that the names of these applications are hyperlinks, which means you can click on them to take you to the application topology map of that particular application. Now, this particular application has 4 EC2 instances in it. You can click on any of those instances and see the details of that particular resource on the right, where you can see governance cost, metrics associated with that particular instance, even properties of that instance, or any tags that are associated with it. So this kind of concludes what Tanzu Insights brings to you today. I hope you find this information useful, and you can provide us feedback by trying out this product by getting onto our beta program or trying the free tier of this application, and providing us your valuable feedback so you can not only help us shape the product better, but also tell us what works, what doesn't work for you for your particular type of infrastructure that you're monitoring. Thanks for your time today, and hope you find this product and this demo useful. Thank you.